Two things that I'm going to talk about is one, the real reasons young South Africans, especially black South Africans, don't want to become entrepreneurs and don't want to start businesses. And no, it's not about capital or money or anything like that. And then the other thing that I want to talk about is fatherhood and entrepreneurship. I've been a father now for 7 months, and there are some challenges that come with that. So I'm going to talk about that as well, just in case you're one of those people who are recently a father or are a father for a few years and you are an entrepreneur. But let's get into the first thing. Young black South Africans don't want to start businesses. And you see this in conversations when you talk to young black South Africans about the fact that the unemployment rate in South Africa is very, very high, and getting jobs is very difficult, whether you are educated or not. And if you get into suggesting that they should start businesses, a lot of the times what you will hear is people saying that they don't have the capital to start a business. And while it may be true for a big majority of young black South Africans, there is another number of young black South Africans who actually can afford to start businesses. And it is the mentality or the approach of them starting businesses that they have that are a problem. And that's what I'm going to talk about. Now, those ones who really cannot afford to start a business of any kind, of any scale, even if it needs only 50 bucks for them to start something, those are the exception. We are not talking about those people. We are talking about those people who receive 350 Rand grant, or what is it called? SRT, ne? Grant relief. Those ones that receive that money, and they are also capable of making plans, or they are also sometimes able to get a little bit extra from their parents, family, friends, and so forth. These people that I want to talk about specifically are the young black South Africans that you will see in almost every weekend of the month, maybe except for Mampara Week, which is, if you're not watching from South Africa, Mampara Week is mid-month when everyone, even people that have jobs, don't have money. And those weekends tend to be a bit slower. But other weekends, you will find the very same unemployed black youth in clubs, in taverns, in shisanyamas, and lounges, grooving, man. We are the groove capital of Africa. I truly believe so. We know how to have fun, and there's nothing wrong with knowing how to have fun. But here's the thing. A lot of the kids that talk about the fact that they don't afford to start a business is because when they think about a business, if you say to someone you should sell things, if you say someone you should build towards a tuck shop, they think of themselves having a tuck shop at that very moment. They don't think of starting small. So what they will tell you is that I don't have 600 Rand to start a small business. And I've made videos of businesses that you can start for less than 500 Rand. And in fact, one of them I'm already involved in those businesses. And what you will find is that they will tell you that they cannot start those businesses, but they are more than capable to spend that 600 Rand for alcohol and grooving. They will tell you, well, I'm alone, and the business that I want to start, it needs me to have at least 3 or 4 people, and all of us to take out money equivalently, and we start this thing. They'll tell you that they cannot do that. They will not do it that. But guess what? I'm telling you, test this today after watching this video. Talk to any one of your friends that likes going to groove, that drinks alcohol. Tell them that whatever day this is, if you're seeing this on Tuesday, if you are seeing it on Thursday, tell them that on Saturday we should go out, have some fun, go to groove. You know what? Give me 300 bucks. I'll also come with 300 bucks. I'll call another friend of ours to come with 300 bucks. That's 900 bucks. Let's go groove. They are going to make a plan. That money is going to come out. That money is going to come up somehow. So it shows you that the reason young black South Africans don't want to start businesses is because they'd rather spend the little that they have on useless things. And yeah, I said it, alcohol is fucking useless. Going to groove is fucking useless. And I'm saying this as a person who did go to groove, who drank alcohol. I don't drink anymore. And I don't usually go out. I haven't went out in over a year now. Over a year? Yeah, over a year. And I'm fine with it. I don't drink alcohol anymore at all. And the reason I don't go out or drink alcohol is because I'd rather focus on more important things in my life and progressing my life. And those things, they'll never run out. If I decide to go to a party in the next 10 years, there'll still be something that is hip and happening at that time. And by that time, I should probably be able to make those bottles of sparkle come to my table or whatever. But if you are a young black South African who during the week you're not working at all, but on the weekend you're having fun, you're drinking, you're having fun. Nothing wrong with having fun, but you are having fun and you are broke. Oh, what's this? How? Explain it to me. And there's another group of people who will say, listen, I don't want to start a business, I want a job. And part of the reason, unfortunately, this one is not their fault. Our government has made young black South Africans and many black South Africans, are, very dependent on the state. We are very dependent on the state for almost everything in our lives, for jobs and income, for taking care of ourselves and our households. And that is a problem. And the reason I say black South Africans are not willing to start businesses, someone might even say that they're lazy. The reason I'm focused on black South Africans is because South Africa might be one of the countries, if not the only country, where black South Africans receive grants. And you will see what happens with other nationalities or people from other nationalities. When they come to South Africa, they are able to do almost anything that is some form of hustle and hustle. And they don't care what people say about them. They don't care who's looking at them, which is another problem with South Africans. Like, I am not going to sell tomatoes at a street corner because abantu bazothini, because this next door neighbor of mine or this person that so and so that I went to high school with, they are going to judge me. That person is not with me at night when I have nothing to eat, but I'm afraid or worried about what they're going to think about me, about my hustle. So far, I've actually spoken about three reasons. One is that they rather spend the money on useless things. Number two is that they are very dependent on the government. And that was number two. Number three is the fact that they are worried what other people will think about them. There are many other reasons. Trust me, I can make a very long video. And if you are interested in a long video like that, I might even make it a live stream because there's so many things to talk about and so many things to unpack. And young black South Africans are smart people. They are very intelligent people. And with their intelligence, they make very intelligent excuses. You cannot beat them at making intelligent excuses. Excuses that sound really good. But anyway, let's talk about fatherhood and entrepreneurship. I've been a father now for 7 months. My daughter is 7 months old. She was born in October last year. Beautiful, beautiful baby, man. Woo! And when she was born, I was already aware of the fact that I have to work much harder. Everything that I'm doing now is not just about myself or for myself, it is also for her, building a legacy for her. And if any other children come, her siblings, they must also find a legacy or a foundation being built for them. And what came with that was serious, serious stress, serious pressure. And that pressure and the stress was so on my side particularly. It was difficult because at that time, and even now actually, felt as though that there's no one that I can talk to about the issue at hand. The fact that I am super stressed, the fact that I'm under pressure and I don't know how to deal with the situation that I'm in. And I'm just gonna wing it as it goes. And I had really nobody to speak to about it. And I couldn't even speak to the mother of my baby because she just gave birth. Her body is recovering. She just got a new human being in her life. And if you know anything about a woman when she has a child, everyone else and everything else becomes second priority. And when that was happening, rightfully so, but I don't think that I was prepared mentally. I don't think she was prepared for that herself mentally. And it obviously created some problems or some pressure in the relationship itself. And during that time, I was feeling to myself that, man, my so sweet girlfriend, you are now neglecting me, Muswena. And trust me, it really feels like that. And the fact that, especially as a man, you don't know how to talk about this. You don't know whom to talk to about this, especially because you feel or think that you are unique. You're the only person going through this who has ever went through this. So on my side, I had nobody to speak to. And the business side of things was also being affected because at the same time, I want to be present at all times. Like, I want to be there to raise my child. At the same time, it means that I take too much time from being able to provide for her. Now I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. This is a very difficult place to be in. Like, spend more time with my child, be present at all times, and not provide for them as best as I possibly can, as best as I know that I can, or hustle as hard as I can to ensure that I can provide for them as best as I can, but also sacrificing the amount of time that I'm able to spend with this baby. And when I found myself in that situation, man, to be quite honest, I'm still in it, and there's not so much advice. In fact, I will say this. Let me just be honest. In fact, this is me asking for advice. If you are a father, let's have a chat. Let's have a chat. Like, how do you deal with it? How do you deal with it? And oh, another thing is that there's so many things that have happened after the child was born. I always used to wonder, why do couples separate after having a child? And I think really mentally we are not prepared, or we are not mentally prepared to how our lives are going to change together or even individually. Your life changes drastically as an individual, and when you are a couple, it's worse, and it brings in certain kinds of problems that you were not mentally prepared for, or nobody prepared you for those problems. And once you are in them, it is very easy for y'all to separate. And this is why, one of the reasons I think couples after having a child separate, because lo and behold, there I am, you know. But really, what I'm trying to get to is that if you're an entrepreneur out there and you have children or you have a child and you are in the building phase of your journey and you are in the growth phase of your journey as well, how do you deal with the two? Being a father and also being an entrepreneur. But not only being a father, being a present father. Like, how does that work? I'm done. See you in the next one.